Today we will be speaking about this need I have to, when I start something, be absolutely perfect all around. And I'm gonna use an example to start with, which is this channel. I thought, since I'm gonna start this channel, I should obviously be on all social medias to to make sure that my reach and my output is as good as possible. And I'm gonna do long form content on YouTube, short form content. I'm gonna do Instagram, TikTok, X. I'm gonna do everything. And although it is a good idea, it is very hard to build upon this habit once you just throw all of this responsibility into your shoulders instead of progressively overloading all of this responsibility. What do I mean by this? Instead of throwing it all at once and be absolutely perfect from day one, start to master one thing at a time. Post one short form content. One long form content like this one you're seeing every day. Then maybe I'll start a short form content. I don't know. But whatever I decide to do next, once I start it, I will be building upon it on a solid foundation. And I think a lot of you could apply this to your lives. Maybe a lot of you work out, maybe you don't work out. Maybe you're on the verge of wanting to work out. And you're probably wanting to be perfect before going to the gym, knowing all the right exercises to do and how to do them. Maybe you're trying to build a business and you want to know all about the business before you start it. And you want to know all about the best methods. Even though your thought process, I don't think it's entirely wrong, just starting is a big part of it. And make sure that you start one thing at a time, make sure you build upon it, and start on solid foundations. Do not build an house in the sand, because that house will crumble once it rains. Alright, so moving on. I'm going to start I'm going to start breaking down what I've analyzed so far from the show The Penguin. I confess I've seen the show before, I just didn't take notes. I think this is a very good show in what comes to learning experiences and overall snippets of wisdom. In general, all kind of mafia gangster shows tend to have good learning lessons and good content in order to reflect upon. Obviously, this is a show, this isn't real life, but the people who wrote this show, they're real freaking people, They wrote the show basically a lot of people say this is just a show. It ain't real life. I know it is just a show, and I know that it ain't real life. But the people who wrote this show, they're real people. And someone wrote the script. And they wrote the script, and they heard these words somewhere. Maybe they came up with these words themselves, based on their own experiences going throughout life. So even though it's just a show, it wasn't fucking designed by a robot. It was designed by someone who's real. Someone thought of saying this stuff, of putting this scene. And they didn't just come up with it out of thin air. These people thought of doing these shows, doing them this way and saying these things because of the experiences they had throughout their life. So even though it's just a show, it's not just a show. As I've said, I think that The Penguin will have a lot of good content to reflect upon. I think that it's one of the best shows out there because the bad guy, that's all he is. They don't try to humanize him. He is a bad guy. He is not a good person. And as he says on the show, he just hustles. He does whatever the heck he needs to do to get to whatever the heck he needs to go. And obviously there's a lot of messed up shit to get there, but you gotta respect a man that does whatever it takes to get to wherever the hell he wants to go. Because that man isn't convincing himself that he wants something. He truly wants something. The penguin truly wanted everything that he said he did. Otherwise, he wouldn't do all of these things. A lot of us, I've talked about this before on this series, a lot of us say we want things. We want to be ripped. We want to have big pecs. We want to run a sub 230 marathon. We want to do all this crazy stuff, but we don't do everything it takes to get it. And I've also said this before, and it's not my quote. You can measure how much you want something by how much you're willing to sacrifice to get it. So if you're willing to sacrifice everything to get something, that means that you really want that thing. But if there are certain things you are not willing to sacrifice, that means you do not want that thing that bad. So this is my first take out of this show, and it's in season 1, episode 1, from minute 20 to minute 20 and 7 seconds. This quote is said by Oswald, aka the Penguin, towards Vic. He says, and I quote, "You got $1 in your wallet, kid. Can you afford to think that small? No goddamn ambition." Now, in what context does Oswald say this to Vic? Oswald has just met Vic, and Vic was trying to steal Oswald's rims out of his Maserati. Obviously, stealing rims, it ain't no business that's gonna make you rich. It's a temporary fix to your money problem. And this ties back to an amazing quote from Alex Hormozy. Actually, two amazing quotes from Alex Hormozy. The first one is about, he says that having nothing, you should flip that on its head. Even though it's bad you have nothing, there's also something good about having nothing. Is that you got nothing to lose, and that makes you extremely dangerous. Now, another quote of Hormozy is that when you have nothing, when you're broke, you should have no shame, because you got nothing to lose. So you should email, you should call, you should knock on doors, you should make that proposal, because as he says, life-changing doors don't open themselves. I think it's something along those lines. And I think that's exactly what Oswald is trying to say here. And it's something that you can think about in your life. You know, a lot of us in life are in bad positions, or in positions that we do not appreciate. And ask yourself, what do you have to lose? If you're working a shit job and you go out there and you're trying to make your dreams come true, and you want to take that chance, just think about it. If you do end up taking that chance and you fail, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're just going to go right back to the same life you have now. So there's no risk, but there's unlimited upside, which basically means that the best choice is to take that risk. I mean, you have nothing to lose, not even the shit life you have now. You can go right back into that life. So just go out for it. And that is something that I can apply to my life as well. I'm obviously in the dirt right now in what comes to my financial position. So I should be bold. I should go out there. I should shoot for the stars. I should have no shame, no limitations. Because as I've said before, I don't just want to get rich. I truly want to get rich. And I think that my actions are a testament to that. I am truly willing to go beyond what I ever imagined I would go to in order to become rich. And that's something good to know about yourself, that you're actually about that life.